Okay, welcome back to Cubs and Culture, Part 2 about the 2017 World Series. Let me spend a couple of moments talking about Rich Hill, who was the Game 2 starter. Rich Hill is actually, from the Dodgers' perspective, a great matchup for the Astros. From the Astros' perspective, a bad matchup. He doesn't throw very hard. He tops out at like 91. He has a series of devastating curveball. He's sort of a finesse guy. He's been around forever. Played for like 29 different teams. He's 37 years old. He knows what he's doing. He didn't have his best stuff in Game 2, but still he was effective. Through 4 innings, 1 earned run, 60 pitches. He had stuff left in the tank. I am contending that all Roberts had to do to win the series, or put his team in a much better position to do so, was to send Rich Hill out for the 5th inning in Game 2 and have him risk 1 base runner. If Hill put up a base runner, bring in Maeda. Okay? Because what ended up happening here is Rich Hill was pulled as if it was a Game 7. As if the Dodgers must have won that game. Don't get me wrong. It's highly desirable for the Dodgers to have won that game from their perspective. But it wasn't critical. They had already won Game 1. Over a 7-game series, if you split it as the home team, you have done your job. Okay? All you had to do was win 1. They did, on the back of Kershaw, Morrow, and Jensen. So, winning Game 2, highly desirable, not necessary. But Dave Roberts acted as if it was a critical must-win. So he had no desire to risk anything starting up for the Astros. He pulled Maeda for Watson after the 5 outs or whatever for the platoon advantage. He pulled Morrow when he gave up a base runner to go to Jensen. Well, then when Gonzalez hit a home run and they tied the game, and then eventually they're down to Fields. What ended up happening in that game was the Astros not only tired out the bullpen, but they got a good look at it. Okay? So because they got a good look at it, they already saw it for most of them, for Morrow and Jensen, 2 big arms in the bullpen. It was their second time. Remember what I said, 3rd time through, right, for the starter, or more innings, then you are having a penalty. I'm bringing this up because the other critical game in this series was Game 5. Game 5 should never have happened that way. Game 5 was a taxed bullpen, a bullpen that was used way too much because of Yu Darvish exploding and this pull the starter, 3rd time through the order, and comparatively speaking, a dumpster fire of a bullpen in the Astros. All year they were in the middle of the pack, statistically, the Astros, for their bullpen. They should not have won the 2 bullpen games. It all boils down to this. Roberts did not correctly differentiate between risks for the series versus risks for the game. Sometimes you have to risk losing the game so you preserve your chance of winning the series. Game 2, what had to happen was not that the Dodgers won. What they had to do was not lose costly or expensively or catastrophically. Roberts ensured that if the Astros punched through in Game 2, it wouldn't have been a catastrophic failure. That set up the rest of the series. That set up Game 5 being the crazy affair. That set up having to try to send out Darvish again in Game 7. Okay? So, this was Cubs and Culture for January 1st, 2018. Hopefully someone will listen to it besides me. If not, it was fun. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'll be doing then. It probably will not be baseball. It's Cubs and Culture. I've done baseball, so maybe culture is tomorrow. Have a good night. Thank you.